natural. It's cold here in the Ukraine. Brewdog, Elvis. Some kind of... Well, you know, that's a grapefruit flavored drink of some sort. Brewdog Elvis juice. I don't know what the hell it is. Make Earth great again. It says that on the bottom. I still don't know if it's ever been great. Grapefruit infused IPA. There it is. I gotta pop my ears down so I can hear myself think. Whew. Look at that. I can hear myself think. It's a Brewdog. It's an Elvis juice. We're gonna win that race. Wise men say only fools drink gin. I can't help getting fucked up again. And so, why do I have this? This stuff, it's an IPA or something. I was just like, I was almost out of beer. Not so much that I was almost out, that day, I guess I was almost out of beer. The point is, I've been looking around for flints for my goddamn Zippo for 2 or 3 days. And I don't like to go into a store without buying something. If I'm gonna go take a piss at a McDonald's, I'm gonna buy a milkshake. You know, pay them for their services. Walk into the bar, come out with 30-pack, you know. And then I try another place to find a goddamn pack of Zippo flints. No, we don't have them. And so I go to the next place. No, we don't have them. And I buy something else that somebody else likes. And I go to the next place. No, we don't have them. And I buy that shit. And I go to the next place. And they say, no, we don't have them. I say, son of a bitch. I'm gonna go broke trying to find a way to pay money for my Zippo flints. And then I come across this place and I'm standing there, I'm like, it's a liquor store I was at once before. They didn't have the Paps for me, and I'm like, what a terrible state. And I walked into that place. There was a guy standing at the counter, and I thought these things were sales points, but it was what he was buying, and he picked it all up, was walking out, and I said, yeah, I'd like a Boddington. I only went in to see if they sold Zippo flints, but I had to buy something, and I said, I want a Boddington, because Boddington is a very nice cream ale. I believe that's what it's called. I like it very much, and it's one of the few things they'll buy every time I see it. Outside of beer. And that guy picked them all up off the car. He said, "Sorry, buddy, I just got the last of them." I'm like, "Ah!" And I saw you had something else too. So he bought everything they had of that, plus something more. And I said, "That's acceptable." Not possible. And he's carrying it. And I'm like, "Ah." And this guy's like, and he starts looking around the whole shop for another single Boddington. All I wanted was a can. I made it clear. I was like, all I wanted was a can. And couldn't find it. And I looked around. I started, because I know that if I look hard enough, I'm going to see something I like. And look at that. On the last stretch of my trip, he had Zippo Flint and this. He had the North Coast. That's your fucking Rasputin, man. You wanna fuck with me? And people hear about Rasputin, the magician, the things, and you hear back and forth. He's really not anybody to begin with. But there is something that came up right before I got there, and it was talking about Rasputin, and I showed up and I see Rasputin, and I was like, ah, and I saw it where it's made, Fort Bragg. I was like, I was at Fort Bragg, and then it says California. I was like, oh, that's that shithole town in California. It wasn't the shithole town in North Carolina. But all these things went on, saying so close, so close, so close. Oh. And you got this. You've got first try. Very nice. Unobtrusive. You've got the taste of it. You got the barley, you got the oats, you got whatever it is they're putting it into you. It tastes good, but it's not charging at you. That's very nice. And so you've got Rasputin, a quiet, sneaky motherfucker who took over Russia for a while. You know, really what we need is another Rasputin, because Rasputin was said to have been like born in Siberia and fucking, he was born in a healing place, and he would heal people, and he's like, ah, and there was one kid that was like a hermaphrodite. What is the word for that? We don't even talk about it anymore, do we? Some kind of philia. Somebody that gets cut and bleeds to death. And he was the son of somebody, and he just said, just fucking he played Scientology shit on him. He said, don't do it, man. Just quit taking all their medicine. Do you think he knew what he was doing? I don't know. But it just so happens to be this kid that gets cut and won't stop bleeding. Once he said, stop taking the pills, he got off the aspirin, which everybody today knows, which was in that time the latest and greatest. Birch bark, whatever the hell people ate. Said, don't do it anymore, because aspirin really is, it cuts down your ability to clot cuts. And then they said he had a big, huge penis. Big, huge penis. They talked about how he couldn't die. But when he did die, of course, they're going to cut his penis off and show it to everybody. It's supposed to scare women. I don't know. The only thing I can figure is that it might scare a woman into believing he's coming back. So she will stay there within that cult, waiting for this big giant penis. And then these guys, they fucking killed him. Shot him through the heart. Bludgeoned him repeatedly with fucking pipes, just to be sure. Threw him in the water. And when they found his body, the guy, the undertaker, whoever he is, the coroner, he said, well, he had fluid in his lungs, which suggests that even after they poisoned him with cyanide and then shot him in the chest, and then he was running away, shot him, and they beat him the fuck out of him, and just to be sure, and then threw him in the river. He was still breathing underwater. This guy just would not die. And so, because of all this, my need for Zippo flints, I find out about Rasputin. Who is Rasputin today? Who's your Joker? Who's your game? Who are you gonna play with? The truth is, you can't kill the Joker. It'd be one guy after another. And there'll be another one giggling next.